I'm with George. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. So, how long have you owned your Petit machines?
2 years.
Okay. You got one, you tried one first, correct?
Yes.
And was this is a 4-base site? Was it all friction before this?
It was, I had one touch-free machine and 3 friction machines.
Okay, is it the touch-free machine the first one you replaced?
Yes.
And how was your experience with that?
It was amazing.
Okay, how so?
Because I started washing twice as many cars in the touch-free machine than what I was doing before.
Did you expect that?
No.
Okay. So right after you saw the numbers there, you replaced one of your friction machines. So now you have 2 touchless side by side and you have 2 friction.
Correct.
So explain to us the experience, what the customers are saying.
Well, the customers, they love the Petit machines. They line up, they call, they review us with the Petit machines and talk about them a lot.
Okay.
And we're seeing about twice as much. It's just a hair under. We're washing twice as many cars in the on the Petit side than we are on the friction side.
Yeah, we looked at your numbers. We'll display some proper ones up there that are appropriate. And yeah, it's just under twice as much. So if you have, a few days over there, 700, it's about 1,400, 1,300 on the Petit side.
Right, it's about 1,500.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Now, do you have a reason you think that people are migrating toward the touchless?
Well, I think that the industry is moving that way.
Okay.
I think that there's more cars that are having ceramic coatings put on the car, and so the ceramic coatings can't use friction, and so we see that. The other thing that we see is there's a lot of people that have really nice cars and they want a touch-free machine that'll clean, and this one does the job. Yeah.
How long did it take you to dial it in to get the cars clean?
Less than a half a day.
Okay.
So
fantastic.
Yeah, so
that's good.
It doesn't take long. I mean, it's pretty simple. They buy all the right stuff, the stuff that we've been using, and but they're amazed with the quality of how good the wash is, how hard it hits their car. The rinse is the best rinse. I mean, it's the best touch-free machine I've seen in the market in 18 years of being in the car wash business.
Okay, I was going to ask how long you've been doing this.
And I started out touch-free. I had 4 touch-free machines.
Okay.
And the market shifted more to friction, and so we went to friction, and now the market's shifting back to touch-free. And I think that is, in the touch-free machine, this machine cleans better than any other touch-free machine I've seen. And I looked at all of them. I'm really, really impressed. And now there's other things that are part of that. You got to have good chemical, and you've got to have all the 5 factors of cleaning.
Okay.
You've got to have that too. But the thing that you want is you want a reliable machine and have very little downtime with the Petit, if any. And they run and run and run, and my customers love them. And and we get recommended more and more by car manufacturers and dealerships to come and wash their car. And we even have a professional company in town that recommends us that does ceramic coatings, and we're the only place that they recommend.
That's a big detail. I was going to say it's a big deal because of detailers. When people do spend, as we're saying this, we have a nice 7 Series BMW going through on the Petit, and when people purchase a nice truck, a nice car, they could spend $1,500, $2,000 on a ceramic coat after you do the paint correction and do everything right in a ceramic coat.
It's more than that. It's like $5,000 or $6,000.
Oh my!
And so we've got a company that recommended us, just found us and recommended us, and so and they've done over 5,000 ceramic coatings, and they recommend all their customers to come to us.
That's great.
No,
so that's spreading the word that it's safe.
It's really good.
And the chemicals are used are
absolutely
safe. Yep. What do you think speed is a factor with more people migrating toward this side with the Petit?
I think speed is important, but also quality is important. And so I would rather it take a little more time to make sure that I get the car perfectly clean. But good night, I can wash, I can wash twice as many cars easily in the Petit side than I can from the friction side.
And you literally are washing twice as many cars.
And I am.
Like I said, a hint below that. well, actually, we hear them right now. I was out driving around yesterday from Memphis back, and the cicadas could almost blow your eardrums out. So we're having a buggy cicada season. Explain how long you've been doing that, and just explain that process a little bit.
Well, the sound of cicadas may drive a lot of people crazy, but it just sounds like money to me. and you know, I love it when I used to hate birds and all that in the spring, and I don't. I love cicadas. I love birds, but really the machine does a great job cleaning it, and it really gives the impingement that you're looking for. You put the soap on, let the soap start to work, and then the machines we run, the Petit runs two 35 cat pumps, and you get the impingement that I haven't seen on any other machine.
Yeah, explain the 5 factors you mentioned before.
The 5 factors are cleaning or water quality, and that's really important to us. Time, temperature, titration, the strength of the chemical, and then
mechanical action,
and the Petit's mechanical action, which gives you the impingement that you need to not only rinse the car, but to push the chemical in, and because you have to break the barrier, the electric barrier of the dirt, and then keep it in suspension and rinse it off the car. And that's the one thing that they do better than anybody. And the machine runs, like it doesn't break down. It just runs and runs and runs.
When you came in and looked at the machine, what are some things you noticed different about the machine and or the company?
Well, you know, Tom comes from a background of engineering, and so I was familiar with the company that he used to work with.
Okay.
And so, and he did all the things that I wanted to do, but he's a lot smarter than I am, which is fine. But he made the machine more robust. He put better parts on it, and you get what you pay for in this world. The thing that I like the most is what is the cost of being down? That's the most expensive thing. You're not making money if you're down, and the machines don't go down. They go down very, very rarely. And if you have a problem with the machine, it sends you a text, and you can fix it remotely from your phone, almost anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And you can fix it, and you're back up and running without losing any time.
Yep. It's also very simple to refix. It's very
easy. It is, and they have a great. Their tech support is really good, and it's just really easy. And even I had some guys that work for me that are all Spanish speaking, and Petit had their manual printed out in Spanish and sent to us, and each one of my guys has a manual, so they'll print it out in any language that we need. So awesome. Which is really great.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Really great.
So you've been involved in a lot of different businesses throughout your career. You are a general businessman, and I would say a very good one. You're very humble. You won't admit that, but a very good one. What do you think of the car wash business right now, and how it's changed, and maybe how Petit has been part of that change?
Well, they used to tell me that the soap would get in my blood. It didn't. They used to tell me I would love the car wash business. I didn't. But since I've found Petit and I've been working with Petit, I like the car wash business more and more every day. It's a good business. I like the touch-free side of the business because, and to have Petit is a great advantage because it gives me a competitive advantage to compete with tunnels. And I think that it can wash and clean a car as well as any tunnel I've seen, and it's fast and it makes money, and my customers love it, and it runs and runs. And yeah, do you spend a little more up front? Yes, you do, but you get what you pay for in this world. And you know, the thing is that my time and the opportunity to work on other things is got a lot of value. Time with my family is really important, and I just don't have that much time doing maintenance and repair on the Petit machine. And I've had it, and I know it's going to run a lot longer than any other machine I've seen on the market. And we've had some good machines run for a long time, but I think this one's going to beat it because of the quality of the equipment that they use and the way that it's manufactured.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments about working with Petit, the machine, or the company?
No, it's been a pleasure to work with them. They really care about not only the customer, but they care about the product of the car that they put out, and I would just like to keep buying more Pettits because they make you money. And,
yeah.
And that's the name of the game. At the end of the day, you don't want to, you know, on a Friday afternoon, on a holiday weekend, Labor Day weekend, it's not going to break down at 4 o'clock. And if it does, it's not going to be down long because you can probably fix it from your cell phone on the lake if that's where you are.
Yeah.
So I'm really impressed with it, but it's the best machine I've seen. Petit is the best machine I've seen touch-free in 18 years of car wash business.
Yeah. And now you're installing some of these. What are some issues you run into when talking with potential clients to install these? Like, what's their preconceived thoughts, and what kind of barriers do you have to overcome?
I think that the preconceived thoughts is that you know, some of them don't know much about the car wash business, and that's fine. I knew nothing. I was as green as grass when I got started in the car wash business, and you know, I'm here to help them. I'm here to show them, and like if I could just put $1 on every mistake that I made and all that, I'm giving them tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of knowledge. But the install of the machine is really important. And you know, I install a machine at somebody else's wash just like I'd install it in my own wash. And I tell them, you know, I give them the advice that I would use. I give them what I do, and that's why I sell a Petit machine, is I use a Petit machine.
Yep.
And I feel, you know, blessed to be able to do that. And it really, I've got a really good team. My team's gone and trained with Petit.
Yes.
And our attention to detail just gets better and better. And we have you know, an electrician, a full electrician that works for us full time.
Yeah.
And he's going to come up and take over all the car wash stuff and all the installations. And my operations guy will start looking up above him, but my operations guy. And so we're just putting all our processes and systems in place, and we just have, like, you know, we washed 6,000 cars last month at our 4-bay automatic. Mm-hmm. And Petit washed almost 4,000 of those 6,000.
Yep.
So almost 4,000 of the 6,000.
Yeah.
So, but we made 60% of our revenue came from Petit.
Yeah.
So that's a huge amount of money.
Yep.
And it was, and we weren't down.
Yeah.
You know.
So when you're talking to other people and you price out a Petit, which is going to be more expensive than the other ones out there, what do you tell them?
I tell them that you know, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
In this world. And the other thing I tell them is, like, look, let's just look long term, because I'm a long term guy.
Yeah.
And when you go to rebuild the machine, or 10 years or 15 years down the road, the cost of rebuilding the Petit is going to be 1/3 of the cost of the machine, or less. And you'll have another machine for another 20 years.
Way less. Yeah.
Way less.
Yep.
And so I just, because, you know, listen, they buy really good equipment, really good parts, and it's very well engineered, and it runs. And in order to do that, it costs money to do that.
Yep.
You can't put a cheap part in and expect to get good results long term. You can get good results short term, but long term you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. The speed alone makes up for that cost pretty darn quick.
It does.
With that, and then with what I tell people is, it is more expensive up front, but after that, it's the cheapest machine anybody can buy, because it's not down. When it is down, the parts are very inexpensive, because a lot of that cost is on the stainless hardware, the stainless racking, but they don't gouge people on the prices for the parts. They don't play games with the prices on the parts. Very easy, so very little labor. It's extremely cheap to own, but it is more upfront.
It is, and if I could just, you know, I wish they'd say, I just, like, go talk to other Petit owners, and they'll tell you that it's the best investment that they've ever made, is a Petit machine for touch-free cleaning, because it cleans the car and it does a great job, and it runs and runs and runs.
Yeah.